Graduates, please be seated. Family and friends, good afternoon, and on behalf of the students in the graduating class of 2023, I welcome all to Eudora High School's graduation ceremony. Graduates, I celebrate your achievements and all your future goals and plans. There have been many school days over your public school education that formally ends here today with your recognition. I know you feel like it took forever to get to today, but please know many hardworking hands were involved in that process, and we all wish you more success in the years ahead. Thank you, graduates, for all you have done for this community, for your school, and of course for each other. Job well done. Thank you. It is my privilege now to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Stu Meckel.
Chris Dunback has been a professional secondary teacher here for 21 years, 4 of those in government social studies teacher at Eudora High School. Before that time, Chris taught 16 years at the Mill Valley Schools, also teaching content in the social sciences. Mr. Dunback earned his undergraduate degree from Kansas State University with a Bachelor in Science degree in education. Chris earned a master's degree from Emporia State University, conferred on 2019. Mr. Dunback has also earned a nursing degree from the University of Kansas. Mr. Dunback has diligently worked to create and build service organization, the Cardinal Corps, here at Eudora High School. He currently serves as EHS Building Leadership Team, and in the fall will be added to the membership of the district's leadership team. Coach Dunback was a collegiate track and field athlete while attending KU and a track coach during all his years as a secondary educator. Mr. Dunback is currently an assistant coach for the high school's track team, working with throwers. Mr. Dunback is a fantastic high school teacher that motivates his students to be actively engaged in his classroom content and learn to become participating members of our community, state, and country's governing process. Chris and his wife, Candace, have a graduating son in this year's senior class, and their second son enters high school starting school next year. Please welcome our 2023 commencement speaker, Mr. Chris Dunback.
Wow. I cannot believe it. What an honor to win the most outstanding performer at the 2023 Mud Volleyball Tournament. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I'm honored to recognize you recognize my unbelievable contribution to the staff's amazing victory over the students. Everybody on my team, stand up. Stand up. Come on, stand up. Here we are, champs. We did it. We did it! Now, some of you in the audience are remembering this event differently. In your false and distorted memory, you may recall that I was slow, non-agile, out of shape, and potentially had 2 whiffs. But you have also forgotten something I have tried to teach you. The victors write history. I have been a teacher for over 20 years, and from time to time, I have been asked to speak at graduation. Every time, I have respectfully declined. But when I received a text message asking if I would consider speaking this year, I didn't instinctively reply no. My wife's elbow in the ribs may have had something to do with it. But I simply replied, I will. Why? For starters, I have a son in this graduating class, my firstborn. But there's another reason. Many of you in this room can relate to this. Looking through the thousands of pictures on our phones and Shutterfly and Facebook, preparing our senior boards, even though you've seen these pictures many, many times before, this time it hits a little different. Looking through our old photos of little Connor Christopher, I also saw so many of little you. From kindergarten pictures to Halloween parades down the halls of EES, to all the different types of bitty ball sports and awkward junior high dances, braces and zits and all. The pictures of my family also had so many of you in them. This is the first class that I have known since birth. Back in 2005, when my wife and I were dropping baby Connor off at the babysitter for the first time, I met baby Micah and baby Josie and baby Sarah. I have literally changed the diapers of some of you. But I promise I will not embarrass you. Don't worry, Parker. That secret is safe with me. So yes, this class feels different to me. So I agreed to give this address. Here we go. Over the course of the next few days, you will be bombarded with advice from your elders, from your friends' last lectures, and from Hallmark cards. You will read and be read to famous quotes from great philosophers. You will listen to memorable songs, and people will share with you Dr. Seuss stories and Carpe Diem reminders. If you are not yet full of advice, you will be. So my job today is not to give you more advice. Well, not at least good advice. I'm going to start by sharing with you the worst advice I was ever given, but what I also learned from those experiences. At an early age, my dad, also known as the Pop, stated, "Son, when someone else cooks for you, you should always request seconds, even if it's terrible. It's a clear sign that you are grateful." What I learned, being grateful in this way is nice, but there are some potential consequences to this gratitude strategy. In second grade, we ran the mile in gym class, and I was the fastest in my class. Can you believe it? My gym teacher, Mr. Lapo, pulled me aside and told me, "Chris, you were born to be a distance runner, and if you stick with it, the sky's the limit." What I learned, I think we all know that dear Mr. Lapo might have missed the target a bit on that one, especially when I worked very hard to follow my father's wisdom by taking seconds on the food thing. The wonderful woman who did my hair back in the 1980s said, "Leaving your hair long in the back and cutting it really short on top is one of the most appealing looks I have seen in a long time." On second thought, let's perm the top. If you don't know what a perm is, ask your grandparents at the grad party after. What I learned, a perm did not look good on me then or now, and I'm beginning to wonder if those devil chemicals resulted in my baldness. And it appears that mullets have made somewhat of a comeback. So I will keep what I learned about this bad advice to myself. As children, my sister and I frequently had to take out the trash. And on the farm, there are no trash trucks. So yes, we had to burn it. On windy days, it's very difficult to get the darn match to light, or the trash for that matter. On one gusty morning, my sister, who is a brilliant doctor, suggested we put a little gas on the trash so it would burn easier. What I learned, match, fire, gas, trash, wind, mullet, and perm, and kids, not good. I didn't have eyebrows for a month. And yes, I had to go back to my barber, and you know the wonderful miracles she would perform. I'm not 100% sure who gave me this advice. It was either my grandmother or Jiminy Cricket. Again, if you don't know who Jiminy Cricket is, ask your grandparents. Whoever whispered this in my ear, I listened to them, unfortunately. It's always good for mothers and sons to bond, especially when it comes to sports. Sometimes moms feel left out of these wonderful moments, so whenever you can, invite your mother on your sporting adventures. All right. What I learned, if a sporting adventure is actually having your mother help you go shopping for needed sporting gear, be aware that your mother, as mine did, will ask the very, very attractive checkout girl where the jocks and sports cups are located. and also ask the very, very attractive checkout girl what size she thinks a boy of my stature would need. And she will not buy said jockstrap and sports cup until you have tried it on. Fast forward to college. My roommate's advice was, let's pay our share of the bills and groceries by the honor system. What I learned, honor is a subjective word. Moving along to marriage, I asked my wife's advice on this speech. She edited it and conveniently erased most of the bad advice memories of her. What I learned, don't let your wife edit your stories about her. Another one, you've all heard the advice, marry for love and not money. What I learned, marry for love and not money. This might be one of the examples my wife edited. But hands down, the worst advice I was ever given, and it was given to me by many, many people on multiple occasions, was don't be a teacher. You're not going to make any money. The kids these days are so challenging and it simply will not be worth it. What I learned, teaching has been one of the greatest and rewarding experiences of my life. Now, every one of these individuals who gave me advice loved me and truly wanted the best for me. People will give you advice. Some will be sound, others a little off the mark. But in the end, it is you who must live your life. You must learn from your successes, but even more importantly, learn from your mistakes, missteps, and failures as I did. If you let it, failure can be the greatest teacher in your life. And that isn't just coming from me, but Master Yoda. The greatest teacher failure is. Another great, wise, hair-challenged, but beard-rocking Jedi Master, Mr. Chris Paxton, reminded me the other day, possibly borrowing from Nelson Mandela, hey man, you either win or you learn. There really isn't such a thing as failure if you learn from it. I had to learn from my perm that baldness is my beauty. I had to learn from my running adventures that throwing heavy things is where I would find happiness. And I had to learn that teaching you has not only been worth it, but a life-changing blessing. Over the years, I have given my students a crazy brainstorming assignment to begin our study of government. I tell the seniors to imagine coming to school one day, arriving to find no teacher in class. Eventually, students look out in the hallways and notice there are no adults anywhere. Excited, confused, some quickly try to leave, but are shocked and horrified to find out, and here's the magic part, they cannot. The world as they know it is gone. They are stuck on the EHS campus forever. Forever. If you don't know what that means, ask your parents. Back to our story, 550 EHS students are all that is left of humanity confined to this campus. We discussed in class what would happen in the first few days, weeks, and months. Some students are deeply terrified that EHS would deteriorate to drama violence over limited supplies, the great toilet paper wars, eventually devolving into anarchy, total selfishness, and absolute chaos. Some believe the worst parts of their classmates and don't predict they would make it very long. But other students offer a different perspective, a prediction of hope and optimism about this scenario. I also share this belief. I tell the students that in this crazy scenario, compared to Jamestown or Plymouth Rock, EHS is the greatest settlement in human history. Heck, in the future, if we try to settle on Mars, NASA or Elon Musk would love to have resources here at EHS. You have access to fresh water, flush toilets, electricity, heat, air conditioning, a library, the internet. We have medical labs and supplies, huge kitchens, stoves, freezers, a wood shop, an auto shop, a greenhouse, chemistry labs, biology labs. We have areas to exercise and play. You have theaters and music equipment, collections of the great literature. And yes, you have history books to remember and learn from human success stories and failures. This school, Eudora High School, could be a place where you rebuild civilization. But its greatest asset isn't the greenhouse or the history books. It is you. Each of you graduates bring unique skills and talents that we need for civilization to progress. I personally do not believe we can do this thing called life alone. Looking at the senior class, the graduates, here is what I see that makes me know that if you work together, you will not only survive this scenario, but you would thrive. In your class, you have founding members of the back row crew, the morning cooks who can make a mean breakfast on their Blackstone grills. But you also have the culinary artists, trained chefs that can cook the finest five-star meals and cookies for the people with more sophisticated palates. Why does Dunback always start with food? You also have tons of amazing artists in this class, painters and photographers that will decorate the halls and walls with color. And yes, we will have murals. You have talented authors and ethical journalists who will strive to report what is happening faithfully and truthfully in our society. You have architects, builders, engineers, welders, and automotive fixers. You have entertainers, actors, musicians, and even a handful of comedians to offer much needed laughter, tears, or needed inspiration. In this class, you have farmers and ranchers and experts in plant science to help feed your settlement. You have emerging teachers eager to mold the next generation of youth to believe in themselves and to find their place in society. You have graduates that will help you on your spiritual path, emerging preachers and pastors, deep thinkers and philosophers. You also have graduates that understand grief and pain and loss because they have personally experienced these hardships and can relate to others' struggles, providing needed empathy and guidance. In this class, you have protectors, individuals willing to ensure that you will all be safe. Yes, you even have a few rebels who will constantly question the established rules and norms of your society. But history has shown us that sometimes the rebels are the ones who are on the right side of history. This graduating class has amazing listeners, helpers, and healers. It has individuals who care about justice for all, defending everybody's ability to have a place and a voice in society. This class also has a mixture of passionate, blunt, strong-willed individuals, refusing to compromise on their deep-held beliefs and values, but also those attempt to find common ground, even with those they disagree with. This class has more than a few skeptics and critics that serve a vital role in any healthy society. This class also has individuals who will quickly identify needs and wants and set up markets to provide for those needs at a fair price, I assume. And this class also has members who will advocate for public goods and services available to all. Wow, what a spirited debate you're going to have on that one. This class has amazing leaders and persuaders, some comfortable being in the spotlight, others effectively leading quietly as servants. Heck, this class even has an individual that will help you transition from your earthly bodies after you die to the great beyond, and help those that love you grieve while celebrating your life, honoring and reflecting on your value. In reality, you are not forever confined to EHS. Even though it would be an amazing settlement, most are ready to start a new adventure out in the real world. You will be joining a civilization not of 550 EHS students, but a world approaching 8 billion people. Now, I have some friends and colleagues that are deeply worried about our real world. Similar to the made-up EHS scenario, some fear the worst about their fellow human beings. But I don't share their pessimism because I have witnessed the class of seniors and the gifts and talents they will bring to our real society and world. One of the most important goals I have for my students is to learn that even though you will not agree on many things, you should try to appreciate each other just a bit. This is a really hard lesson for some, but I want you to try to find the goodness in others. Try to see their value. I believe each graduate has something amazing to offer this world. All of us need you. We all need each other. I really believe that we are better together. Picasso was once quoted as saying, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." Thank you, graduates, for the gifts you have given me. I cannot wait for you to share these gifts with our world. I love you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Dunback. At Eudora High School, we present academic awards to students that qualify for high honors and top honors. At this time, I would like our 5 high honors students to come to the stage. These students have earned high honors, have attained a 3.75 or higher GPA. They have scored a 26 or higher on their ACT college entrance exam and have completed at least 6 semester hours of honors coursework at Eudora High School. These students are Josh Boucher, Jackson Dines, Connor Dunback, Aiden Miller, and Liz Muting. Congratulations, John. Congratulations, Jackson. Congratulations, Don. Congratulations. Good job. At this time, I would like the 9 top honor students to come to the stage. These students earning top honors have attained a 4.0 or higher GPA, scored a 28 or higher on their ACT college entrance exam, and have completed at least 10 semester hours of honors coursework at Eudora High School. These students are Gage Baumgartner, Riley Dempsey, Ava Heidi, Natalie Carton, Sophia Nichols, Logan Schmidt, Audrey Shane, Dalton Schrum, and Emery White. Three senior students from these high academic performers have been selected by their fellow classmates to give a graduation address to their peers. These seniors are Ava Heidi, Jackson Dines, and Audrey Shane. Ava, I hand this to you.
Even if I'm technically not an original Eudora student, as I didn't come here until 1st grade, not kindergarten, I'm so thankful to be able to call Eudora my home. I feel as though Mr. Jackson, Mrs. Swan, and Mr. Bernard are like my family. I'm lucky to have such supportive people around me. I still vividly remember shaking with anxiety on my first day of high school and thinking I'd never be able to find my way around. It's crazy to think that in 4 years, I not only was able to figure my way around the high school, but created a family while I was there. Mrs. Swan, my school mom with her compassion for every student that walks in her door, her love for math and teaching shines into every lesson that she teaches. Her smile will always be contagious, and her jean couch, or the jouch, will forever remain the comfiest location at EHS. Mr. Jackson, the candy sharer with an emphasis on creativity. I don't think that I have ever or will ever have such a great English teacher. There have been many teachers in the past that have made me feel inferior for asking too many questions or not knowing the answer to something, but you don't fit into this category. You not only help students to enjoy books, but you're willing to take whatever time is needed to allow students to thrive to the best of their abilities. Mr. Bernard, Coach Bernard, aka my bus driver, aka the biggest Star Wars fan I've ever met. I don't think a day has gone by in your class where I have not seen you break out in a gigantic smile. You have such a gift for teaching and coaching. Not only did you make me enjoy statistics, but you made every day fun. Even if half your classroom is filled with Legos, I'm gonna miss spending an hour every day in your classroom when I go to college. Lastly, to all my teachers throughout the years, your influence has been what got me through the last year, and I won't forget all the lessons that you taught me. Although I have various fond memories of my time at EHS, the last year has proven to be the most memorable. Freshman year to junior year passed in the blink of an eye. While most of my time throughout junior year was spent gluing my fingers together in physics while building a plane and crying over trigonometry, I had no idea the hurdle I was about to face. After spending many long weeks napping on the couch every day after track practice to almost passing out at a choir concert, I received the worst news I think I've heard in my life. Leukemia. Simply put, cancer was in my blood and was actively killing me. My newfound reality was filled with questions like, did I do something wrong? Was this genetic? Or even, what did I do to deserve this? While most of the students around me were picking out dorm decor, going on college tours, or taking fun family vacations, my next few months were full of my first surgery, beginning chemotherapy, and being one of the very few bald 18-year-old girls that I know. I couldn't tell if my feelings were normal or simply an existential crisis, because this was also new to me. However, despite all, Eudora and so many community members stepped up to assist me and the rest of my family members in this time of need. No other community that I've ever been a part of would have stepped up in the way that Eudora did. I would not have had so much academic success at this level of illness without the love and support that surrounded me. I didn't think that running a cross-country race, taking the ACT, going to school full-time, or remaining at my job was even possible for me to do anymore, but the endless support encouraged me into making this possible. The most difficult part of my entire journey of regaining my health was the constant reminder of people saying, "You're the strongest person I know." Oftentimes when people told me this, I had no idea what they meant. Getting sick wasn't something that I had any choice in, and I always thought that anyone in my shoes would have put the same fight up that I did. You don't ever realize how strong you can be until you're pushed into a demanding situation or journey. Although physically, I'm the weakest I've ever been in my life, and I often feel as though I am back at square one for much progress I've made throughout high school, I know that I am mentally the strongest I have ever been. If you're ever filled with doubt for how much you have the ability to achieve, please remember that you will have a new day to try again. Your battle isn't over, and you'll have another opportunity to fight to be your best self. In the words of Randy Pausch in the last lecture, no matter how bad things are, you can always make them worse. At the same time, it is often within your power to make them better. I believe that I have been truly blessed with the community I was able to grow up in. Even if gossip goes around like wildfire in a small town, I believe that kindness also goes around like wildfire. For anyone in need of assistance, Eudora has a gift of helping. So as we go on to new locations, colleges, or jobs, help to continue the legacy. Spread the kindness that you've learned in Eudora to new places. Being your best self can start with a simple smile or a hello to someone who needs a friendly face. But overall, don't forget where you came from and how much Eudora has shaped who you are today. The most significant moment in all of high school was my ending realization in the last lecture project of Mr. Jackson's class. I was writing a letter to the town of Eudora to thank all the people that impacted me in my time here. I didn't think that there was a better way to sum up my time here than this. Almost dying truly put my life into perspective. I wouldn't be complete without my support system or my family. Although I owe much to the workers at Children's Mercy and prayers, I guarantee that it was the love of Eudora and all the people that I met in my time at EHS that saved my life. Thank you, Eudora, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for the class of 2023. Thank you.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I'll be able to top that, but, I'll certainly give you guys what I got. All right, well, first of all, I would like to start by thanking all of you guys, the class of 2023, for the opportunity to speak in front of you today. It's kind of crazy to think about, we're all seniors now. That means I didn't start writing the speech until about yesterday. Well, I would like to talk to you guys about something I call the perfect little town. And I'm sure that many of you can guess what I am referring to. I've lived in Eudora almost all my life, and I'm sure that many of you guys have done the same. Eudora obviously doesn't have much to offer in terms of things to do or places to visit, but for a lot of us it offers one very important thing, and that thing is home. For the past several years, this place has brought us all together. To know almost everybody in your class and watch them grow as you do the same is a very special gift that this town has brought all of us. The perfect little town is also home to the perfect little school. I really do think this school is perfect, except for the AC sometimes. I know you guys are probably a little hot right now. But everything from the staff, the environment, to the spirit given off by the students makes me glad that I enjoyed my 12 years of education here. And the cool thing about going to this perfect little school is that we all know each other. Each and every one of you has a remarkable trait that will carry you far in life. Sophie Sanchez, your kindness towards others. Kenny Brooks, your compassionate leadership. Gage Baumgartner, man, that hair, look at that. What I'm trying to say is that our personalities have been formed by the people around us and the loving community that has raised us. And because we have such a good community here at EHS, there are a bunch of graduates sitting here today that are bright, motivated, and ready to make a difference. It was told during our 8th grade year that the class of 2023 was the worst class yet. At the time, they may have made a pretty good case. We were pretty rowdy. Our grades might not have been the best, but at least we weren't notorious for starting all those lunchroom fights. I don't think we're like that anymore, though. As time goes on and people learn more, they mature. And I'm sure that all of us have plenty of embarrassing things that we've said and done throughout our years, but that's an important part of maturity. And year after year, the torch of worst class yet gets passed down the classes. To any younger students currently under the winning title, worst class yet, I can promise that you're not. You're just like we were as kids. As you can see here, there are 100-something former worst class yet members ready to graduate today. Thanks to the community present in the perfect little town, we are able to build up our youth year after year from careless little kids to responsible and upstanding citizens. Despite this rich spirit and the supportive community, COVID managed to still spread its way through our perfect little town just a few years ago. One of the many things that COVID took away from us was a good chunk of our high school experience. From missing state games to activities getting canceled, some of us feel like we were robbed of an experience and we aren't ready to leave this place yet. I can see what you're saying, but I would like to argue a different perspective. Our experience was not absent, it was just unique. Despite how horrible the hybrid schedule was, and it was an experience that very few age groups will be able to speak about and remember. Having to do your sport while wearing a mask was an interesting obstacle that we all had to overcome. Although we could not stop the virus from interfering with all of our daily lives, we managed to push through it and come out the other side stronger than before, and it has readied us for new challenges that come our way during our careers. It's weird to think that come August, a majority of us will never speak to each other again. What I can say is I'm glad to have spent my last 12 years here with you guys, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all of you. While I don't really feel like I'm qualified to give any advice, I will be happy to relay one of Mr. Robinson's famous pieces of advice, which are as follows: don't suck. I am sure that a lot of you guys are dying to get out of this town, and that's okay. It's good to get experience out in the world, and it's very important. But as all of you guys are off building your careers, whether that be doctors, artists, welders, engineers, influencers, or anything else, I urge you to not forget about this place. Sometime, come back and pay a visit to the perfect little town. Thank you again, and good luck in your future endeavors.
As I sat down to write this very speech, I knew what all I wanted to say, but no idea how to begin. Like any essay, the starting point is always the hardest. So let's start with a little background information. It feels like a lifetime ago that we were all walking into the first day of kindergarten, clutching our parents' hand, both terrified and excited at the prospect of what was to come. Soon enough, we became comfortable with our peers, and we grew to love and appreciate each other. Even if that fact was a little questionable at times, we still made it through. Luckily, we've gained a few others along the way that make our class what it is today. But there's one thing I'll be eternally grateful for. It's that I was able to grow up and experience childhood with such an amazing group of people. I wouldn't have wanted to watch Polar Express in kindergarten, witness a sub get fired, or literally fight in our own self-made trenches with anyone else. The main points of an essay are presented in the body. And while this part may seem like the most mundane or unoriginal part of any essay, it's the most important part. It's what makes the essay the essay. Likewise, the years we have spent in this town make us who we are. And the experiences we have yet to have will further turn us into the people we are all meant to be. To unsurprisingly quote Taylor Swift, I want to be defined by the things that I love. and there's no doubt that I have been defined by all of you in the best way possible. I will carry a piece of every single one of you with me for the rest of my life. And to begin my unsolicited spiel of advice, I'll start with this. It's to remember to let the little things go. While I'm sure so many of us have had an argument with a friend or a test that brought us to tears, all of that seems minuscule as we sit here as a class for the last time. The details are simply that, details. So that brings me to my first point. Hold on to the things that make you smile or bring you comfort, and let go of the things that bring you unnecessary heartache. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record, don't hold grudges. They are always heavier than carrying forgiveness or kindness. And while sometimes we are able to keep the monsters in the closet at bay, that isn't the reality all the time. I wish I could say that growing up doesn't hurt at times or that you'll never fail. But there's no way around it. My second point is this. You will experience undeniable defeat in your life, and you'll have to sit with your pain and learn to feel all of it, every single emotion. Even if it hurts, as a reminder that your heart is beating and you're still here. You've survived every bad day and every struggle up to this point. This isn't meant to promote toxic positivity or to make you feel like everything you have experienced hasn't absolutely sucked, because it has. It's only meant to serve as a reminder that you aren't the only one who has ever struggled or felt like a failure. But remember to keep going. Progress isn't linear. And we should all be proud of ourselves and each other for making it this far. If we can survive chemistry and reading the grapes of wrath during a pandemic, I'm fairly certain we can make it through anything life may throw at us. And while there will be inevitable pain, there will also be inevitable happiness. There will be laughing fits with your friends until they can't breathe, well-deserved afternoon naps while it's raining, and discoveries of new favorite songs. The heartwarming with joy always returns after a devastating storm. And finally, the conclusion of the essay. The end seems simpler than it actually is. The task is clear. All you have to do is wrap it up and call it good. But as the end of our time together as a class looms closer, the task of simply wrapping it up seems impossible. There's no way for me to include everything I want you all to know or thank you all for in this short speech. But remember this, everything we will ever experience and the people we will become in the future can be traced back to our roots in this cozy little village. An invisible string will forever connect all of us, the class of 2023. None of us would have made it to this point without each other or those we love. So as I stand here now, I want to thank you all one last time for every piece of my story you all have given me. Thank you.
At this time, the EHS chorus and band members will perform Radiance. Band and choir, thank you for that. That was beautiful. GPA honor students, please stand. Those of you with the yellow tassels. These 53 students who are standing in front of you today have maintained a 3.5 or higher grade point average over their 4-year high school career. These students have earned the gold tassel that they wear this afternoon to celebrate this great accomplishment. Congratulations. You can have a seat. Members of the Board of Education, family, and friends, I would like to certify that these young women and men have fulfilled the requirements set forth by the Kansas Board of Education and the Eudora Board of Education for Unified School District 491. At this time, would row 1 of our graduates please approach the stage to receive their diploma. Eudora School Board members Eric Vota, Joe Hurla, and Mark Crislip will present diplomas to our seniors. Ellie Catherine Anderson. Lou Andrew Armadaris. Daphne Lynn Bays. Mason Parker Balthasar. Micah Prose Barron. Lily Patricia Bartleson. Gage Lanson Baumgartner. Jaden Ryan Bender. Shelby Kate Berry. Ella Rose Bourne. Joshua Forrest Boucher. Hunter James Bradshaw. Kenneth Scott Brooks. Stephen Elijah Brown. Colton Lee Bruce. Benjamin Daniel Burling. Alyssa Ann Chapman. Caleb Jackson Crislip. Simeon Cademan Crislip. Kaylin Jade Coffin. Kyle Richard Cooper. Carly Jean Copeland Parr. Christian Dwayne Allen Cox. Mason Bradley Cox. Madison Marie Daniels. Riley Aaron Dempsey. Taylor Ann Dice. Jackson Asa Dines. Connor Christopher Dunback. Sadie Annalise Dunn. Laura LaVey Eaton. Eric James Elmer. Kane Martin Evans. Eliza May Brenna Fewens. Austin James Fillinger. Phoebe Marie Fletcher. Andy Leanne Frazier. Lexi Renee Frost. Brianna Marley Gable. Ethan Robert Gales. Mariah Vera Garrett. Samuel Charles Giffen. Drew Robert Gomez. Mackenzie Joanne Graves. Quentin Gregory Greer. Brandon Joseph Gregory. Abigail Beth Grasafi. Randy Dean Guthrie. Brian Joe Hall. Braden Michael Hamilton. Isabel Marie Hamilton. Jaden Lee Ham. Cale Matthew Hammerschmidt. Addison Marie Harden. Ethan Edwards Harris. Ava Lauren Heidi. Melina Marie Hennis. Savannah Carol Howe. Colin Matthew Houghton. Parker Joseph Hurla. Brandon Levi Hutchison. Emery Ann Johnson. Rebecca Noel Johnson. Alexis Lee Page Jones. Natalie Nicole Carton. Micah George Katzenmeyer. Abby Kayleen Keltner. Isaac Theodore LeCure. Rooster Irene Lindsay. Nicholas Dallas Livengood. Tatum Danielle Longacre. Gage Michael Lutz. Octavius Deshaun Lyles. Corey Michael Maples. Jolie Anna McWhirt. Noah J. Merkel. Aiden Scott Miller. Kaylee Jean Miller. Gabriella Rose Mixon. Jessica Denise Moncrief. Ethan James Moore. Elizabeth Ann Muting. Sophia Marie Nichols. Andre Patrick Nieder Nazarenko.
That's two in a row. Two in a row.
Haley Grace Owens. Cole Edward Parker. Jocelyn Marie Pickett. Briley Aaron Prawl. Danielle Nicole Proctor. Camden Michael Recheck. Brittany Nicole Rooney. Julian Rosales. Sophie Renee Sanchez. Dylan Thomas Schmidt. Logan Thomas Schmidt. London Kais Scholes. Sawyer Ann Schreiner. Mia Kim Shuck. Audrey Faith Shane. Cambry Joe Shockley. Dalton Randall Schrum. Jonas Keenan Staples. Trinity Grace Stickley. Tarek William Lisenby Stoll. Brooklyn Paige Thorne. Joseph Martin Tyhurst. Noah Lambertus Van Foken. Maddox Adair Vota. Sarah Elizabeth Watts. Katie Jo Weeks. Destiny Jo White. Emery Kathleen White. Kevin Michael Witten. Amelia Ruth Willis. Addison Don Woods. Aries Sussex Jones. Are you serious?
There's a bucket down there.
See you on the course, seniors. Graduates, please stand. Graduates, please turn and face the audience. You can move your tassels signifying your graduation from Eudora High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the Eudora High School graduating class of 2023. Tatum, what are we going to do? They want to sing the alma mater one last time. Go for it.
thing. He's done this enough to know you don't break focus. You don't break focus. You just keep reading because otherwise some kid will be somewhere else. That's great. Oh man, that rating